encourage people to use the back of their hand, because if they don't, they try to do that cat scrunch thing. You know, where you like squeeze it like this, and they hate that. Like as soon as you do that, you'll be like, you're not touching me at all.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
A lot of animals do like that. So.
Exactly. But he's very much in there.
But I gotta have the last sip.
Where are you guys from?
New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny, you know, Garden State, but I think a lot of people only think of like near the coast of New Jersey. And I'm like, no, there's a lot of farms. Like, if you drive back in there, I drove trucks for a while, and I'm like, nah, there's different parts to everything.
Yep. We live about 30 minutes from the Jersey Shore.
Okay, yeah, there you
We're
go.
in the Pine Barrens.
We're in the Pine Barrens.
Yeah. I went to upstate New York, like the Ocoee and the grass and stuff like that, where the rivers are. And I was like, there's more good old boys in upstate New York than there is in Tennessee. I was like, you'll see more lifted trucks and everything. I was like, they can have a good time up there.
What was it? We were looking at something about, was it rednecks or something about the towns? And my daughter works in Chemung.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the top.
Oh, yeah.
And it said that, like,
I wouldn't have thought it, but it is.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. I was like, yeah, all the people live in the big city, but I was like, out there it's good times. So Flash here, he's about 7 years old. He came to us from another facility in Ohio where he was just always behind a piece of glass.
Aww.
So he was never even interacted with or fed or touched or anything. So it took John 2 years to get to this. And you can look behind you, Zoe's
Yeah,
like,
she's trying to get to
And she's like, hello.
She's, last week I really tried to work on with her like following me around inside of there to like make her act more like a sloth.
Yeah.
And now she's like, what? I can climb? And now she's like doing laps all over like, hey, hey. She, yeah, a lot of people wonder, they're like, oh.
These two get along real good?
It's more like they're inquisitive. She is a jealous cuddler, so she's cuddling you and like someone else is holding another sloth. She tries to push the other sloth out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Flash is more like, what is this area? She's like, where's more food?
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter researched very, very long and hard before she did this. She did this for me. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for my birthday this year.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. And she said, Mom, it's in Tennessee. You know, I was like, well, we'll figure we're gonna go ahead to Nashville after this.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
And
try
see
that.
that,
Yeah, try to see if he'll eat like that. If he doesn't, I'm gonna give you a flat little bowl for him to dip into.
Okay. What do you smell?
He loves the rice.
Uh,
It's fine.
He's like, just the rice, please.
And here we go. We can do it like this, and then you can let him dip way down and get ready to take a million pictures. There you go.
Here, hon, on my phone. Yeah.
And then if you guys want to be together, I can take both of the pictures. Totally, not a problem. But you see how he reaches down and then he really starts to articulate his spine. So the difference between the two-toed and the three-toed sloths is that your two-toed has this whole body articulation, but the three-toed are the ones with the perpetual smile, and they really move just more of their neck. Another really cool thing about the sloths is they have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23. And the reason that that's really important is all their internal organs are attached with a connective tissue to each other and also their ribs, because they're falling out of the tree probably once a week. And the reason they're falling out of the tree is not necessarily that they're clumsy, but they're trying to go for those freshest leaves right at the end of the branches. So they're out there and they're trying to get the fresh leaf. Maybe the branch collapses just because of them, but a big reason is also like the jaguar might be trying to get them. So the tree branch is cool with 10, 15 pounds, but all of a sudden when you double or triple that, it just falls.
Okay.
Where's my food at, baby?
And don't they come down to use the bathroom?
They do. They only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days.
Yep.
And when they come down, they get their booty right on the ground and they kind of do a little dance. And when they do that, the sloth moth crawls out of the poop pile and it lives in their fur. So in the wild, they're going to have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over them. But when they groom themselves, they get the bacteria that is being left on them and they digest it. That's how they process their food.
Wow.
So we process our food through enzymes. So if that bacteria dies off or if they get too cold or too hot, they can't process their food. So they can pass away with a completely full stomach, but just have no way to digest it.
All right.
So it's really important that you keep them at 75, 80 degrees, the bacteria culture going. A little bit more than like, you know, just the lab puppies.
You feel it his problem.
Yeah. He said, "Don't touch it."
Oh, you don't, okay.
No, not him. I said, he watched. He said, don't be this small.
Sometimes he'll take his hand and like put it behind the ball, see like he's about to do it. He's like, you better hold it here, don't take it away.
Yep.
And he's really gentle. He's just like, hey, let me help you.
He sees black and white and she can see color.
No, they're all.
Oh, black, okay.
Yeah, any sloth has monochromacy, so it's kind of like a blend between like the night vision green and kind of the gray, right?
Okay.
So at night it's a little bit better because they don't love bright things, but also it's a very narrow field. So even though their eyes are kind of bugged out, you know how it's very easy for us to see what's going on right here, our peripheral?
Yeah.
It's like they're looking through a scope like this, and so it's like not a lot. But they have a great sense of hearing, and people are always like, where are their ears? Well, when you have long hair, you can't see your ears. That's just, I'm like, you know, the majority of women have long hair. Some guys have long hair, you can't see your ears. And it's the same thing, but they have great hearing. Flash is not cool with us messing with his ears. I'd show
Is it
you.
okay to have the bigger pieces in there?
Well, he'll bury his face, and then he'll be like, yeah. And if you want to, if you really want to do something cool, it's totally up to you, but you can put it in your hand and even hold your hand just like completely flat, and it makes a great picture.
Absolutely,
He's totally
if
cool.
I'm allowed, absolutely.
Yep, just all the way
Slow
flat.
motion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
There you go.
Yeah, get that picture, baby.
And it's okay if it drops. We just clean up the floor.
Okay.
He's an animal and you know,
Yeah.
can't figure out how to use forks yet.
We have 3 dogs in it.
Oh, there you go. I think the funniest thing is watching him try to pick his nose, and especially Zoe with those gigantic claws. I'm like, man, you can be okay.
You wanna try, huh? I'll use my picture. Just raise.
How'd you guys find out about us?
My daughter researching.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we have a couple, I guess, maybe sloth encounters around us, but
Yeah.
she wasn't interested in yours. She
And
was interested in this,
And to hold a sloth is pretty unique, especially a sloth that wants to be held. There are places down in South America and a couple up here. But what they do, the ones in South America, sometimes they're taking them out of the jungle. Shouldn't take the animal out of the jungle. It doesn't want to come out of the jungle. But then what they have to do is they dip it in bleach to kill all the stuff, right? So typically when they do that around cruise ships, they get about a month from the sloth and then it passes away. And then some people try to pull their teeth because if you have a wild animal that doesn't want to be held, it's gonna bite you. It's not rocket science, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you had a chihuahua and it always lived in its dumpster a whole life and never met humans, it's gonna be like, no, don't hold me.
Yeah.
These sloths are about 14 generations removed from the jungle. The guy who started doing it about 30 years ago, and it was an injured sloth that could not go back to the jungle. And that's how Zoe and Dash came to us.
Okay.
So once they're born, they try to see if they want human interaction. Because we want sloths that want to hang out with people. We don't ever force animals to do stuff. That's the reason we almost just went with Zoe this morning. Like, if Flash ain't feeling it, that's his deal.
And that's what my daughter was reading about here, and that's
Yeah.
why she didn't want a place that was like, here, we're gonna make this animal do it, we're
Yeah.
gonna treat this animal. She read so many wonderful reviews, and
That's good.
yeah, she didn't wanna put money into.
And we don't do the big circle where you put the sloth on the pillow and everybody walks around and just touches the thing. Because I'm
Aw.
like, I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
No, and they have to have a choice, if they don't want to
Yeah.
be touched, then you don't touch them.
Man, but he'll live about 50 years, huh? You're,
So, sloths in the wild are typically 20 to 30, and there were 2 sloths in Germany, Jan and Paula, and they made it to 52 and 54. Those are the oldest living sloths on record. There was another one in the Smithsonian Zoo in the States that made it to 49. So we're pretty happy that Zoe will probably definitely outlive us, you know. Flash should do pretty good too. We're not as sure of like his beginning life, you know, like how he's cared for at the zoo and things like that. But here he definitely seems to be thriving and interacting. He's never made an effort to climb up on us. If he chooses so, at one point we would love it, but it would probably take a while. Because the other day he was like pushing his head into me and kind of putting his arm around me, and I was like, man, if you want to climb on me, then that's cool, but we're not ever gonna force him to do it.
No. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And she was on you, hugging you.
Oh, yeah. She's a stage 5 clinker. No problem there. It's as soon as I set her down, a lot of times like she'll make this sound, and she's really the only sloth that we have that makes sounds, and she'll go and then like chase you out. And I have a little girl that's 8, and so I'm probably a bit of a pushover.
Yeah, I hear you.
We saw a little girl out there jumping over one of the fences.
The one with the pink shirt and the blonde hair, yeah, that's my little girl.
Okay.
She likes it. She come to work with Dad.
I bet. I
Wow.
would too. It's beautiful here.
We only live like 10 minutes away, and I used to live in Chattanooga, but I was like, I hate this city. Especially after driving enough up in Northeast, like delivering to some of those farmers markets in downtown New York, you know, it's like big semi outside. You're like, I'm done driving in traffic.
Yeah, I don't know how I'll be driving in like New York.
It's tough.
Oh man.
And people are like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, no, you don't understand. There are so many low clearance bridges in the Northeast.
You have to know more.
Yeah.
You make your.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that on the news sometimes.
We
This
drove
truck,
to
yeah.
Washington,
State.
Washington State, yeah, a couple years ago. Picked up my daughter from there.
Yeah.
And we drove there. I took my little trailer, I got a little 12-foot trailer to move her back to Jersey. And just driving that, I was like, oh man, up the, I mean, I'm used to pretty much all flat roads.
Yeah.
Because they got going through, what was it, Montana?
Wyoming, Montana, yeah.
And, Oregon, and then when we got Washington also, wow,
There's
them
tractors.
truckers just passed me like nothing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there was quite a few tractor trailers in the woods, just there. Nobody's trying to get them out no more. They're just,
They lost it.
yeah.
What time of year did you drive out there?
April.
Yeah.
It was April.
So you just, so like, it still snows, as you probably still snow under there.
Yes.
But at March, like February, March, you still get some big stuff, and sometimes the semis just don't make it, waiting on the wrecker and
Yeah.
stuff.
Still. And I get them
Yeah, we
guys.
had to move her back home from there. It was a long drive.
It'll, going through Wyoming, Montana, they'll put up wind advisories, so once it holds at over 80, it'll just blow a semi or like a travel trailer over, and they'll give you a ticket, because it says unless you're fully loaded, don't drive out here.
So then it's your,
It's your fault if you get blown over. Because you just don't have enough weight, and it's like a big sail, you know, the back of the trailer.
right.
So you just watch them, you just be behind them, and you're like, boop, they just fall over.
Yeah.
Come down. Come on, buddy. Come hang on me now.
You're pretty much matches.
If there's any more rice, you can give them some.
Oh, right. There's no more in that bowl.
Oh, there's, you can do one more handful.
Out of here?
Yep.
Alright.
hmm We want Flash to gain a little bit of weight.
Come on down.
There he goes. It just takes him a second to smell it. And then just keep lowering, and he'll lower him whole self. There you go.
I'll put his hand under yours then.
Yeah.
Cup his knee.
Pretty cool. Get the feet of sloth out of your
I
hand.
know. This is so amazing.
When people get this, do that.
I know. One of my favorite types of animals are turtles, sloths. Nice little ones.
Did you guys sign up for the farm tour?
No.
What? You gotta do it, because we have sulcata tortoises, sugar gliders, micro squirrels. It's like $20, you know? But you're getting to see all the animals, and then a lot of times we fly the macaws, bring the camel in.
Is there any more today?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, once we get done here, we'll have somebody check. And we usually, well, we have one at like 10, 2:30, and 4:30, or around those times. But I was saying that because you like tortoises or turtles, right?
Yeah.
So a cool fact about the sulcata tortoises, because they live so long, you know, like 100, 200 years, the sulcata tortoise that Steve Irwin had, you know, like the Australian guy,
Yes.
it was the same sulcata tortoise that Darwin used to have. So that tortoise had lived almost 200 years.
Wow.
That's
Yeah. Ours are only like 15, 20 years old, but I'm like, that's a long time.
That's like, I think the Philadelphia Zoo just hatched 4 types of tortoises
Yeah.
that were,
Sound like you,
like you talked about.
So a lot of people wonder how can sloths just hang like that all day and not get tired, right? So their relaxed state is clamped down like this. So it takes less effort for them to do this than it does to extend. So that's the reason that like they'll pull, but their extension is slower. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very strong.
He's like, what about you? You fed me a lot, lady. Do you have any more? Yeah. And you can try a sweet potato or anything else, or
Okay, yeah. Like, I don't blame you, I like rice too. That's what I'm going for. The carbs.
No, you said you eat it.
I always joke. I'm like, man, he's walking around with chopsticks. I feel like he would like sushi, you know?
Right.
I tried to have an AI like draw a picture of it, and it was so jacked up. I was like, I'm not putting that up.
I like how if you take your hand down, it'll reach out and tell you, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And you got teeth on too, huh?
Oh, they get huge.
Wow.
Yeah. If you were to look at the skeletal system of a sloth and not have any idea what they were, you'd be like, what is this crazy animal with giant claws and like huge teeth? Like, you would think it's some kind of monkey, basically, right? But they're not. They're completely opposite. They also never enter a form of hibernation nor torpor, but what they can do is they slow their metabolism all the way down to around 300 calories a day, which I'm pretty sure we burn 300 calories just waking up.
Yes.
So when you couple that with the fact that we know that they can hold their breath. Some people say that they can hold their breath for like 30 plus minutes. I think that's a little on the high side, but when you combine that with the fact that they can only burn 300 calories in a day, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and they can swim.
Yeah, and I mean, they have gigantic arms. It's not like they're probably the most proficient swimmers. It's just that their arms are the length of their body.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And
and
the blood rush don't affect them at all.
no. And what they do have for their digestive system that's pretty cool is when they ingest their food, it doesn't drop straight to their stomach. It goes around and then back down, and it has a check valve, so they don't burp, they don't throw up, they don't belch, they don't fart, none of that.
Wow.
So like they anatomically can't. But what that does is it also prevents them from eliciting as many smells. Like they don't stink,
Okay.
like they don't sweat glands, and so that's how they remain undetectable.
No, they don't smell at all.
Right. And in the jungle, they would even have a visual camouflage because they would be covered in algae, bacteria. They can have like a greenish brownish hue, and they're really gonna blend in the tree. When you see one kind of balled up in the trees in Costa Rica, it really just looks like a giant hornet's nest.
Open the window.
So beautiful.
Morning.
Do I have a chair in Zoe's room? Or are we gonna just be out here?
Well, no, yeah, we can be out here, but I think it's just one person starting at 10:30, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, and I guess she's gonna do Flash first and then
Yep.
Zoe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I got
Alright,
about 10 more minutes because we started a little late.
great. Oh, okay. I didn't know, we started 10 minutes late on this one.
And we stayed in Cleveland last night.
Oh,
So I
cool.
wanted to be sure we were close enough here.
Yeah.
Because originally we were gonna go to Nashville first.
Yeah.
And then try to ride down, this, 2.5 hour ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's switch that up.
A cool thing to see on the way to Nashville, if you guys like outdoor things, is Fall Creek State Park. Okay?
State Park, okay.
And it is beautiful. You go in there and you can just like drive pretty much look out and see like over 100-foot waterfall. You can go down to the bottom and see it, and then they have stuff throughout the whole park, so you pay like the $2 or $3 driving fee. But it is so gorgeous because I get bored driving on the interstate. I'm like, I want to go this way. But Fall Creek State Park
I'm gonna
is,
put that in there.
yeah.
She was trying to look up all this morning.
Yeah. Swing through there, and especially on a Monday, it won't be too crazy. I mean, it's like the last week or two before school, so you know there will be people there, but it's beautiful.
That's cool, thank you.
Yeah, and it's not hot right now, which you guys lucked out because last week
No.
it was like hot. It was like 100.
That's what it was where we lived too. It was nasty.
And then we got this break. I said, wow, man, turn the air conditioners off, open the windows.
Oh,
the best.
felt
Yeah.
so
Oh, I
good.
did. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I sleep better with the windows open.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I said I was looking at the weather here for this week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at it. Look, it's not 100 degrees this week. Because someone did say, remember the flash? Someone did say, oh, you're going then in August? Well, I was like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we.
Yeah.
And then,
And you can give him one more thing of rice if you want, and you can come back over and you guys can get one more picture. And a lot of people they always ask like, what's the temperature like? I'm like, if you're coming to see the sloth, the temperature's the same.
Yeah.
In the room, like it doesn't really
I said,
matter.
we go.
Yeah, I don't think you knew it was inside. You're like, what if it's raining? I'm like, we're inside.
Yeah. And if it's like a perfect day, you know, like 80 degrees, there's nobody outside. A lot of times, there you go, I'm getting going. A lot of times we'll go outside. Hey, bud. Got a little bit more right here.
Look at them.
We got just a little bit more. Give her.
He said, all right.
She's got it right over here.
Come on.
All right, I'll let you take over.
Should I bring them back over?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just let them go right here, right?
Up to you.
Yeah.
No stress. I think that's the thing I liked about Costa Rica the most. You know, they were like tranquilo, pura vida, you know, like real chill. I went down there for kayaking and stuff before I worked here, but a lot of interesting people down there.
Yeah. Worked with, I do commercial roofing.
Yeah.
We had Costa Ricans that did the shingle roof part of it. With,
Yeah.
Oh man, good people.
Yeah.
You know.
They're usually pretty chill, and a lot of times I'm like, why would you live in Costa Rica? I was like, I'll
That's
just go live in the jungle somewhere. I was like, just chill down here.
They were looking at me and said, well, you got monkey pies. I've been tried. And
Yeah.
they're looking at me like, we don't know us. No.
Yeah.
We got like the birds running around, monkeys running around. I said, wow. But beautiful though, huh?
Yeah. And so what we did is we kind of got on basically their Craigslist and just messaged people, and then found like house to rent for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then just had a bunch of people go in. And then we did the same thing to find a driver because we needed someone to shuttle us while we were running rivers to meet us at the bottom. The first vehicle showed up with was like a clapped out 1980s Toyota Corolla, and I was like, that won't work. And then he went and visited his European friend that sells things, and showed back up with an awesome Montero, like 4-wheel drive and all that. And he's like, friend says we can't wreck it or there'll be consequences. And I was like, okay. I was like, I got the innuendo there, bud.
Hey,
But it's good times down there.
that had to be a good experience.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was, I said if we ever documented it, it would be like The Hangover. That's what it was like. You getting it clean, Flash?
Uh-huh. We can just do this all day.
He would.
He spit it out, yeah, he didn't want it. It's okay.
Then,
Not in that one, sorry.
you look, man, claw is good right around the trees.
Mhm. I feel like they're really good at kind of like spatial memory because their vision's so bad. And then a lot of times they'll go back and they really sniff the trees. It's funny. Like I think they memorize like kind of the smells of where different things are. Like how he's like, yeah.
He's like, she smells like she keeps feeding.
All right, I'm gonna let them know we got about a 1 minute or 2.
Okay. Huh? No, that one. We don't hold Flash. She doesn't like to be held.
Oh, okay.
Zoe is the holder.
Oh,
I already knew
I
this.
thought the mice were done.
They're coming in to see Flash. We're going in to see Zoe.
Oh,
Yeah.
take the stuff
Oh, sometimes when people come in, first they don't even see him, like, cause a lot of times he's just up high and they're like looking around. I'm like, no, that's it. And then people online, when he's balled up, they're like, is that a toupee? Cause he really, like, when he balls up and like his hair's like flopped over, he just looks like a giant toupee. So he does get to go outside. So that area right out there, we just put up the stick and he can go outside. But right here is his main enclosure, and that's 2 stories, and it goes up. So if you're staying upstairs, you get to see flash all the time.
Okay.
Upstairs is it's 3 master suites, so that's 6 people right there. But then what they have is really cool is 2 hidden bunk rooms, like in Chronicles of Narnia, where you open up the wardrobe, you move the clothes to go in. And so there's a bunk room on one side and another one for the kids. And then inside of that, there's little windows that you look down and you can either see the baby kangaroos or the baby camels.
Wow.
Yeah. So if
It
you,
is so beautiful here.
oh thanks, yeah. When you come back, you can stay in the covered wagons. They have air conditioning and heat.
Yeah, I was
She
looking
told me
that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
And I think we're actually going to add a couple more wagons, and I think even a teepee down there. Maybe do like a little bit of a round circle, you know, like circle the wagons kind of thing. So
That's pretty cool.
I think some families be into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, well if you want, you can put the rest of the rice in there. You can just dust your hands off in that. Yep, totally fine. And then we'll head out here.
Okay.
And then if you guys do want to add on that farm tour,
It's 5 to 8 years. In captivity, they say they can live to be up to 15 generally. Willie is, to our knowledge, at least 18 years old. He is a very, very easy one. You guys can feel free to come up and pet him if you want. Head down. He doesn't like his tail or his head being pet. Kind of is right here along his neck and his body. But you guys can feel free to pet him if you want. A lot of people say he looks too much like an dinosaur. But he's very friendly. If you look at him, all of our animals have various image mechanisms. So for starters, his tail is multicolored, striped, and the blended in with the branches and what. That's because he's primarily an arboreal creature, which means he spends most of his time in the trees. If you look at the spikes on his back, go ahead and brush your hands along the spikes. They're not spiky at all, they're completely flimsy. They're just there to make predators think that they would be spiky and he would be less tasty. Then one of his main forms of defense, if you look right here, there's a pouch on his cheek. That he uses as a form of mimicry. So he sees something that he thinks could be a predator to him or could threaten him. He will try and camouflage his body the best he can, and then he will expose that cheek to the predator and make the predator
if you
think
want,
that
we can go ahead and come right in here.
He just hangs out here, huh?
very much a larger creature and something that they would not have as easy as the time eating, or you probably would want to stay away from.
I'm gonna let you take this in with you.
Has he had his supplements this morning?
Not supplements.
Okay,
but
I'm gonna
rice
do his
and water
supplements.
veggies.
All right, this is Flash. Flash is a 2-fingered Linnaeus sloth alive in the world today. There are 2-fingered sloths and 3-fingered sloths, and you are going to see him, touch him, pet him, feed him his breakfast. The next one is the one you're going to hold. And he hasn't had his supplements yet this morning. Come on in. And so we're going to start out giving him his supplements on some rice, because that is by far the easy way to do it. Small thumbs. I'm gonna set this up on top so nothing will happen to it, such as me kicking it. So you're from Wisconsin, huh?
Yeah.
You still in school?
I'm going back to the fall.
Yeah? What grade are you in?
I don't know if, technically I'm starting over, so it'll be, I'm in college,
Right.
so I'll be starting over because I switched majors.
Your first couple of years you do a lot of prereqs, so a lot of it will cross over anyway. What do you change the majors from and to?
From culinary arts to early childhood education.
Alright. Feed or teach, one way or the other, you're loving on some people, right?
Yep.
Cool. right, so you're gonna feed him this first, and while you feed him, I'm gonna talk to you about him. And if you hold this out, he's gonna hang straight down to you. He has to smell it, and he's gonna hang all the way down about here. So let him come on down. There you go. And would you like me to put your phone on a tripod and make a video for you?
Sure.
Alright.
Go right into that door, John.
I'm gonna figure out his newest tripod here. Alright, there we go. If you swing around to the other side, your face will be in the frame of your video instead of the back of your head. There you are. Alright, so Flash is a two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. Alive in the world today, there are two-fingered sloths and three-fingered sloths. There are significant differences between them. They all have three toes on the back feet. Taxonomically, these are still called two-toed, three-toed, but the two-fingered, three-fingered makes a little more sense. Because they all have three toes on the back feet, two-fingered have two on the front, three-fingered have three on the front. Their spines are set up differently. So you can see that right at this moment, his hips and his shoulders are facing two opposite directions. The two-fingered sloth has 5 vertebrae in the cervical spine between skull and shoulders, and he has no tail. A three-fingered sloth has 7 vertebrae in the cervical spine between skull and shoulders, and 3 vertebrae of a tail. So the three-fingered sloth with a big long neck is going to turn his whole head 270 around like an owl like this, where the two-fingered sloth, the 4 missing from the neck and the 3 missing from the tail, are all between the hips and shoulders of the two-fingered sloth. So he's going to turn his whole body till if this is hips and this is shoulders, they can be 180 degrees out from each other. The two-fingered sloth is a more heavily built animal than a three-fingered. The two-fingered has 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. So he's a little more built like a truck. A three-fingered is a little more built like a sports car, but it's a sports car that's not going anywhere in a hurry. Collectively, they are the world's slowest mammals, both the two and the three-fingered. The two is faster than 3, but to describe it as faster than any other mammal, you can only be talking about a three-fingered sloth. The beginning of a sloth being slow is their diet. In the wild, a sloth is eating almost exclusively leaves. Leaves are very low in nutritional value and very low in caloric content. So they are working on an extraordinarily limited energy budget. The two-fingered sloth is eating 10% roughly of its body weight every single day. And I'm gonna slide this little puzzle piece here thing. There we go. The two-fingered sloth is eating about 10% of its body weight every single day, and yet it goes to the bathroom only 3 or 4 times a month, once in 7 to 10 days. Now, the 10% of their body weight, that is a pretty staggering number. If you put it to human perspective, I weigh 200 pounds. So that would be me rolling into Outback and saying, bring me 20 of the 16-ounce porterhouse steaks. Or if I'm hitting the golden arches, I'm saying, bring me 80 quarter pounders. Obviously, I couldn't eat that, but that's the way a sloth rolls. So because its food is so poor and its energy budget is so low, there are some idiosyncrasies to a sloth that are not common to most other mammals. The sloth cannot maintain his body temperature. Even though he is a warm-blooded animal, his core body temperature will be basically whatever the outside air temperature is. In the rainforest, the daytime high is in the mid to upper 80s alpaca is in the top above the hedgehogs.
Okay.
The daytime high is mid to upper 80s, and nighttime low is in the high 60s. So his core body temperature can change by 19 degrees Fahrenheit from day to night. Again, in human perspective, that would be us dropping from 98.6 all the way down to 79.6. That obviously would not work for us. The sloth is slow not only in his ability to warm himself, he is slow in his digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. He is slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. The sloth, the female sloth, can only make milk for its babies for about 2 to 5 weeks, depending whose study you believe. Most mammals produce, store, deliver milk for their babies. The sloth has no storage. It produces and delivers at the same time. So the mother sloth is making milk for the babies drop by drop as the baby eats it. It has no energy budget to store something that it doesn't immediately need. So they produce the milk drop by drop. When the sloth is in the top of the tree, he is basically safe. The sloth has a number of animals that would like to have it for dinner, but it is safe from almost all of them. A snake in the wild would, some of the very large snakes in the rainforest would be interested in the sloth, but a snake cannot find a sloth. The snake hunts by smell and by temperature difference. The sloth has no scent. It has no scent gland, musk gland, sweat gland, none of that. The sloth doesn't smell like anything except the rest of the rainforest. The moss and algae that are all in the sloth's fur make him smell exactly like the rest of the rainforest. So with no temperature difference between him and the outside air temperature and no smell to a sloth, a snake cannot find a sloth. The cats would like to feast on a sloth, but they generally cannot. The sloth, when a cat is coming towards him, the sloth sees the motion and he's going to be end of the branch, get to the end of the branch, and then whang, the branch is going to bend down under his weight, right? The sloth is going to try to come at the cat is going to try to come with the sloth like this, and when it gets to the end of the branch, where the sloth is down there, what's it going to do? It can't very well walk down a twig. And the sloth weighs only 15 pounds. A cat large enough to threaten his life would be much larger than that. If the cat should press the issue to the point that the whole mess broke and fell all the way to the rainforest floor, the sloth will almost certainly survive a 100-foot drop all the way to the floor of the rainforest, and the cat will almost certainly not. And so the sloth will look over the cat and he will say, "Ha, ha," and back up the tree he goes. And the cat will not be returning to the canopy of the rainforest. The one ant, if you would like to feed him from your bare hand, you can. Do you want to? No? Okay. He also can eat some of these other veggies. And actually, I think today he could have a banana. I don't think he had one yesterday. Let's see if he would like a banana. The one animal that can get to the sloth in the canopy of the rainforest is a harpy eagle. The eagle doesn't rely on smell. It doesn't rely on the weight of the branch to hold it up. It doesn't rely on a temperature sensing system. It is strictly seen and flying at the sloth. So the sloth is subject to the harpy eagle, but the moss and algae in his fur help very much for him to hide from the eagle. And this guy likes both peel and bananas, so you can feed him all of this. He gets just a little bit of fruit each week. You're welcome to give all of that to him. He give it to them bite by bite with your hand, or you can let them have it in the bowl, either way. So even though the sloth is safe in the top of the tree, yet he comes all the way down the tree, same side of the tree, every single time to go to the bathroom. When he does that, that is putting him in danger to every kind of hunting animal that is down at the bottom of the rainforest. So the guy has to smell it, not see it. His sense of sight is very poor, so you got to hold it there for a minute and let him smell it. And he might be so chock full of food he doesn't want one, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Well, it looks like he does. So when he comes all the way down the tree, same side of the tree, he goes to the restroom on the same pile that he always goes on. And that is why scientists used to think that a sloth lived in one tree or a very small set of trees, is the way that they always go to the bathroom in the exact same place. They no longer think that that's true. There are a number of radio-collared sloths that move around a good bit more than people used to think. The sloth, hey, we have to go get our photos right after the tour.
Okay.
The sloth, when he comes down the tree, same side of the tree, the reason that he comes down to use the bathroom on the rainforest floor is the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. In the wild, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. There is a type of moth in the world called a sloth moth that lives nowhere in the world except in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth. When the sloth comes all the way down the tree, he gets his hiney right to the floor and he goes to the bathroom directly on the ground. And the moths will all fly down off of the sloth and lay their eggs in the waste pile and get back to the sloth as quickly as they can, because he's only going to be down at the bottom for 2 or 3 minutes. The moths will jump down into the waste pile, lay their eggs, and get back to the sloth quickly. And then it's row, row, row your boat from there. So this week's eggs are next week's larvae or the following week's moths. So every time that he comes down the tree, there are new moths to fly up onto the sloth and live on the sloth for all of their life. It is a symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic meaning beneficial to both sides of the equation, where parasitic would be beneficial to one, neutral or harmful to the other. And the benefit to the sloth is that the moth, as the sloth fertilizes all the moss and algae that is let me start with the moth. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of the sloth, of the moth. I'm saying moth and sloth and screwing them up. Moss, moth, sloth, sloth, moth, moss. My favorite author is Dr. Seuss, which you wouldn't know since I stumbled. And you're welcome to pet this guy. He's softer than he looks. The benefit to the sloth, let me start over, rewind. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and living environment of the moths. The moths are eating the moss and algae that grows all in the sloth's fur. As a sloth lover, I'm sure you've seen pictures of wild sloths and they look nasty with all the moss and algae all over them, right? The only reasons that the moth will leave the sloth during its lifetime is to drink water that pools up in leaves up in the canopy of the rainforest and to get into the waste pile to lay their eggs. The benefit to the sloth is that as the moths are living in his fur and eating the moss and algae, they are fertilizing the moss and algae via their waste. So more moss, more algae, more disguise from harpy eagles. The second benefit to the sloth is that as the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. The waste of the moths is the key to the game for the sloth. That is how he gets his probiotics, gut bacteria, that make him digest his food. Now, we also have helpful gut bacteria, and our gut bacteria will last throughout our lives unless we take a whole lot of antibiotics. If we take a lot of antibiotics, it will disturb our gut health, and we will need some probiotics or some Greek yogurt to fix our gut back up. Now, he lives in the rainforest. What interrupts his gut health is cold temperature. So it gets cold every night in the rainforest, and he has to be replenishing his gut bacteria continuously in the wild. The waste of the moths is where he gets his bacteria from. If the moth colony of the sloth doesn't thrive, neither will the sloth. He cannot survive without the probiotics from the waste of the moths. Third thing is, as he grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the moths themselves. The moths themselves are the sloth's protein source. So he gets disguise, probiotics, and protein from the moths. You want your bananas, buddy? The sloth has horrible vision. He has a structure to his eyes called rod monochromacy. Rod monochromacy means all rod cells, no cone cells. So the sloth sees in grayscale. He never sees any color at all. And his vision is essentially, if you just keep giving it to him, he'll know there's more. And he'll hang down to it what the sloth is seeing is similar to if you saw a movie with the guys in the night vision goggles, and out in front of them they see the moving blobs. That is how a sloth sees. So as the sloth is seeing moving blobs, everything that's moving toward a sloth is bad for a sloth. So he doesn't see objects well, he sees motion well. And when he sees motion, his instinct is into the branch, get to the end of the branch, and whang, it hangs down under him. That's where he is safe. So he doesn't see objects well at all, though. He cannot see the difference between me and you. But he knows what I smell like, for better or worse, and he knows what I sound like. So when we open his door here in the morning and say, "Hey, Flash," he just comes scurrying right down. And all these smears on the glass are on his side of the glass because his encounter is at 10 o'clock. And if it's 10:01 and nobody's in this room, he's there rubbing his nose all around the glass going, "Hey, come on, it's time for the thing." Now we do the thing. And if it's 10:05, he'll be in here beating the heck out of the door like this. He really does do that. And so he does not have to perform to get his food. Any food he doesn't eat during his encounter goes in his dish, and he knows it. And he has food available to him 24 hours a day because sloths, their normal habit pattern, at night they take a series of 3-hour naps, and every time they wake up they eat. In the day they take a series of about 1.5 to 2-hour naps, and every time they wake up they eat. Some people online think that the sloth lives in this room on this one sad little bar. No, this is where he does his encounters. His room is this, and as you can see, it goes up there 20-some feet, and he has his inside and his outside. This is only his encounter space. The sloth has an excellent sense of smell and an excellent sense of hearing. So he can smell me from across the room. He could pick me out of a crowd by smell, and he knows what I sound like. I have been with this sloth, I think in 4 years I have missed 20 days with the sloth. He looks like he's going to walk out this way and hang out with us some more. When he gets a gap in between his feeding, he thinks he's done and he's ready for a nap. But we'll see. And you would be surprised how locked on schedule he is. So we started a few minutes late and we're going a few minutes over, and he's like, 11 o'clock, I go take a nap. So, but it's good. The sloth has an excellent sense of smell, excellent sense of hearing. He also has an excellent sense of spatial awareness. So in his home range of trees, he can cruise around top speed completely blind. I might delete that, I'm not sure. But the sloth is very strong. Pound for pound, he's about 3 times as strong as a human. But overall, of course, he is not stronger than a human because he's much, much smaller than we are. But pound for pound, he's about 3 times as strong as a human is.
We need a towel. She left a little present on some laps.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Huh. That's a new one.
Uh-huh. Oh.
That is the first person that has ever.
That's
So she was relaxed.
I don't know. That's a new one.
Or she wasn't relaxed.
Do you have a shirt in the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
No, we
thinking
can
so.
get you one. Do you have a shirt in the car? Okay.
I'll do that.
You're kidding now, man. It's alright, we can take one of those.
That's new.
Yeah. When my daughter, you know, like, in the first morning,
We may grab Dash before the next one. I wouldn't want to repeat on that. All right.
Well, at least you have to change your clothes. I'll take it down there.
I'm way off my talking points here. The Sloth just left a present on someone. That's not a normal thing. All right, so a sloth hangs in a tree, though not by strength, but by nature. The sloth, when he is hanging in the tree, he is exerting no
Let me get her a
energy.
shirt, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is exerting no energy at all to hang in the tree. You can give her a sloth shirt and it'll be a memory. He is exerting no energy at all to hang in the tree because the sloth has tremendously tight tendons in his hand and his forearm, basically. So snap down like that, that is the sloth's relaxed state. And this is his exertion state. Now for us, if we were going to hang in this tree, a minute would be a long time to do a 2-arm hang, because this is all muscular strength that we are using. Because this is our exertion state, this is our relaxed state. The sloth, this is his relaxed state. So if the sloth's life ended while hanging in the tree, he would continue to hang there, not living, for days or weeks until something knocked him loose or until something rotted, to be frank. And so sloth is a pretty amazing animal, absolutely designed to be upside down all the time. He also has connective tissue that go all in between his ribs and his organs. So whether he's horizontally upside down like this, or vertically upside down like that, or hanging in the tree like this, or he could be laying on his back, belly, or side, whatever his position, hey, it's good boy, baby. Whatever his position, his organs remain position and orientation exactly where they're supposed to be. He does not need the moths in captivity, praise the Lord. We wouldn't want to be in here with a sloth having 100 to 150 moths living in his fur all the time, right? That would be kind of nasty. If you stand right here like this, he'd probably go right nose to nose with you. But and I assume you know how to snap stills out of your video.
What?
You know how to take stills out of your video, right? To take a picture out of your video. Say what?
I'll figure it out.
Okay. She have a pretty long video going here. Let me zoom in on you a little bit. So what was I just saying? Lost my train of thought. So in captivity, he does not need the moths. The reason that he doesn't need the moths in captivity, where he absolutely relies on them in the wild, is that in captivity, he does not need any camouflage. There is nothing here hunting him. In captivity, he doesn't need the protein from eating moths. He eats hard-boiled eggs here for his protein. And he doesn't need the probiotics being continually replaced like he does in the wild. In captivity, he is never allowed to get cold. And cold temperature is what messes up the sloth's gut health, the same way that antibiotics messes up our gut health. Here, it's always 78 plus degrees in this room, so he does not have to replenish his gut bacteria because it's not taken out by cold temperature the way it is in the wild. Did you have any questions about a sloth I didn't talk about today?
No.
No? We're going to move on to another sloth here in a few minutes. There's going to be a couple of minute gap because I got to run up to the house and grab the other sloth. We're going to see Dash the baby sloth. And when Kevin comes out of the other room just a minute here, you guys are going to get to all see the way that Flash goes back up into his room. He moves a little quicker than you might think that he does. And I'll be back right in a minute.
Yeah, so Chloe, Dash is the smallest one, so we will probably let her relax. And sometimes we want you to keep her out, she'll be back crying. Probably good. So when I started working with her last week, really trying to get her to move around, hey, what about some of that? And we were on now. Which is good. We want to end that act like that would be. Well, no, they have 18 teeth, but the 4 ones that are big, which are canine, the rest are pre-molar or pre-canine slash molar. Yeah, you were just. But even the wild, they're not even veggie, leaves. Yeah, they'll get a little bit. Like even here, they get boiled eggs for a little bit of protein biscuits. We're not feeding them. I kind of want to do some more research on that though, because I feel like if they saw the right thing, they wouldn't do it out the door. They do have like multiple chamber stomachs though, so that's kind of how their system is set up. That's the reason that people say they live for 20 to 30 years in the jungle, because they don't have a sloth that they follow from birth all the way to death yet, because they just started tracking them like in the last 10, 15 years. Funny tracking stories you do get the scallop bracelets and the sloth. They have one sloth that I guess you didn't realize. Sloth eat so much every day. And then the banana plantation. There's bananas out there for them to play the soul. And so the sloth was just hanging on to the banana plant. I came up with an app like a bad day. The sloth just sitting there riding with his arms up like, yeah.
is part 2 of your VIP sloth encounter. Do they want to see Flash go back up?
Sure. Let me hold Zoe, get her off here. Move left. Oh, she left you a little bit more. I think we're about finished though.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is what it is. It was worth it.
That's a new one. She got your pants.
I know, I got pants in the car.
Praise the Lord.
You're saying.
Sure, we can give you pants, not so much.
No. Am I coming out here?
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
go watch last night. We're gonna follow them out, guys.
No, we
Pretty
do, I
cool
do
to
have
watch.
pants on.
I'm gonna put Zoe here while you talk to them, okay?
Yeah. Alright, this is the way Flash goes back up when he's done with his encounters. Some people online think he lives on this one sad little branch in the kitchen, but he doesn't. You're welcome to walk in there and see the way that he goes up.
Okay.
And it is warm enough outside, so we're going to open up his outside today. And he might go outside and sleep, or he might go up into his hammock and sleep. Can't tell. What you doing, Flash?
John, I'm gonna grab a different shirt. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
That's Dash you got there, huh?
Yeah, this is Dash. Yep, he's quicker than you might think a sloth would be.
Yeah.
For those online, if you wondered what the sloth's environment looks like, it goes way up like that. And I'm a little short-handed here because I'm holding Dash in my other hand. But sometimes people online like to see where he goes. And it's up there, but I'm short of a hand. That thing's a chunk.
It is.
Cold already. Not bad.
Oh yeah. He goes to sleep with the quickness. Full belly and down for the count.
Can I pet?
Yeah, go ahead.
This one feels a little bit softer because it's still young, huh?
Yeah, he hasn't got all his dull hair yet.
I'll take your napkin there for you.
Thank you.
Do it after your hand quick. You thought you had food on.
Yeah.
He's ready for his breakfast.
So,
All right, guys.
Yeah, my
Alright, y'all, thanks for coming out today.
Thank
We're
you
gonna
for having
be
us.
right here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sorry about the
Are you want this?
This is
Can you take a couple pictures?
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so he is going to want to hang around your neck. And in a minute, he's probably going to want some breakfast. Say, hey, Dash. You want to support him underneath like this, not really grab him by the armpits. There you go. Alright, so Dash is almost a year old. Dash is also a two-fingered Linnaeus sloth, same as all the other ones here. And basically every sloth that you see in the continental US is going to be a two-fingered, two-toed Linnaeus sloth, because the three-fingered sloths eat almost exclusively Sarcopia leaves, and Sarcopia trees don't grow in the US. Remember how to take a picture while the video's going. Maybe I do that. Oh. Put it on photo. There we go. Okay. That's a good picture. So Dash is an ambassador raised sloth. Flash came to us from a place that had raised him to be a zoo animal, but Dash is a ambassador animal. What that means is that the guy who raises these sloths who is a doctor of veterinary medicine, and he's been doing it for about 30 years now. He raises these sloths from birth to interact with people, to specifically enjoy human interaction. The sloths stay with their mothers. They're born, and for the first 12 days, they're not interacting with people because they get their initial bacteria colony from their mother, and you don't want to do anything to interrupt them, eating everything they need from their mother. And then, but they don't get it from mother's milk. Mother's milk comes through uncontaminated. They get their initial bacteria colony by eating food out of mom's mouth. So mom bites food, chews it up. She doesn't regurgitate it, she just chews it. And the bacteria in her mouth gets on the food, and then the sloth gets its bacteria colony from eating food from the mother's mouth. Then starting from 12 days, the baby sloths are being held by humans directly every day. They start from 30 seconds and 45 seconds, then a minute, so on and so forth, until by the time the mother has weaned the baby of her own choosing, the baby is being held by people for 30 and 45 minutes at a time. And after the mother weans the baby, they have to pass the ambassador protocol, which means that they actively seek human attention and they genuinely enjoy human contact. And we are committed enough to that the next baby sloth was supposed to have been here in June, but after her mother weaned her, she didn't pass the ambassador protocol. She would come to a person, but she didn't actively seek human attention, and she would sit on a person's lap, but she didn't seem to enjoy it. So we are waiting for the next one that will probably be here in late August, early September, best guess. If you hold this in your other hand, he will eat it. Probably want to swap hands or all crossed up. Or you can do it like that, it doesn't matter. The sloth, take some stills here. There we go. There you go. It's still on video, I just snapped some stills there during the video. Alright, so the baby sloths though, after their mother weans them, they need to actively seek human attention and genuinely enjoy human contact. Because we want animals that enjoy what they do here, and we are absolutely committed to the health of the sloths. And the main thing to keep your sloth healthy, outside of environment and proper diet and all that, is to not overwork or overstress a sloth. That is why our sloths here only do 2 hours of encounters per day, and they only see 2 people at a time. So by not overstressing the sloths, we know that they will live a long and happy life here. When the sloths first come here, they are generally about 4 months old. It's the mother weans them when she wants to. We don't rush mom along for whatever reason. And they come here about 4 months old, and when they first arrive, they will weigh about 1.5 pounds. That guy currently weighs. That guy currently weighs about 6 pounds. Flash, that you just saw, weighs about 15 pounds, and Zoe weighs about 20 pounds. And when we describe a sloth by weight, we're describing their after the restroom weight. Because when they go to the bathroom, they can eliminate 1/3 of their total body mass when they go to the bathroom. It's solid and liquid, both separately, but both at the same time. And when they do, so the 15-pound sloth Flash, between solid and liquid, is expected to eliminate 5 pounds at once. Putting that to human perspective, I weigh 200 pounds. That would be me dropping off a bag of dog food in a 5-gallon bucket in 2 or 3 minutes. So that's pretty epic. The more that you support him underneath his bum there, the more comfortable he will be, and the more he'll just want to chill and relax with you. And the clamp down is the normal relaxed state for a sloth. So the way that he's grabbing onto your shirt there, he is entirely relaxed. He's just being a sloth. I don't know if I said, his name is Dash. So what kind of teaching are you looking to do?
Daycare.
Daycare. Looking to operate one?
No.
No?
Maybe like an in-home daycare at some point, but
Yeah. Like babies, huh? Or
Yep.
young babies or young children?
both.
Babies in daycare is a pretty tricky thing these days, I understand.
Oh yeah.
The required teacher-child relationship makes it tricky for a business to operate. And tricky for a parent to afford. I don't talk as much with this guy because he stares at me the whole time. He sits on my lap for about an hour every night. Usually sitting looking at the Beverly Hillbillies or Columbo or something. And he sits in my lap. And I rub his ears and rub his feet and everything that the older sloth didn't like, we're like desensitizing him to from the start. So he doesn't get weird if somebody touches his ear or whatever. He's a pretty chill little dude though. In the rain, people often ask how long they live. In the rainforest, of course, it's really tricky to observe one from birth to geriatrics. So it's only a theory how long they live in the rainforest. They believe it's around 20 years. Sloths have pretty unique teeth. Their teeth grow throughout their life, but they don't replace. So they have no enamel on their teeth. They wear down all the time as the sloth opens and closes his mouth. His teeth are grinding against each other. So it's always wearing off the outer layer of his teeth, which is a good thing because 20 years in the rainforest with no toothbrush would make him have some dental problems. But his teeth continuously wear down and continuously grow. So he'll always have big, strong, sharp teeth. If you're looking at the skeleton of a sloth, you would likely come up with an idea that he is the absolute top of the food chain because of his size, shape, dentition, all that sort of thing. But of course we know that that is not true. But if you were a scientist who dug up the skeleton of one of these animals, you would be pretty confused. This is an image of a two-fingered Linnaeus sloth skeleton. You see the size of the teeth on that dude. That's what size Flash's teeth are. You see what size of claws he has. That was what Flash had. And he's got 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. So this guy's built basically like a tank. And he can withstand the 100-foot drop all the way from the canopy to the floor of the rainforest. This one is a three-fingered sloth, and you see that they're far more slightly built with a much longer neck, not so many ribs. The two-fingered arms are longer than body, legs are longer than arms. The three-fingered has little small back legs, long front legs. The three-fingered sloth has a more flat face and they have the mask that you often think of sloths having. That's a three-fingered sloth. Two-fingered sloth is a little more like a dog's snout. And they do have the wet nose all the time. But anyway, the sloths in many encounters have very, very short lifespans. Many places it's about the love of money, not about the love of sloths, so they'll see potentially even hundreds of people a day. Those sloths have dramatically short lifespans, which is why the government of Costa Rica and slothconservation.org and slothconservancy.net are working so hard against many of these less ethical sloth encounters. Here, these sloths are likely to live around 50 years. The guy who breeds these is a doctor of veterinary medicine. He's been doing it for about 35 years. And some of his original sloths are still there, still reproductive after 35 years. And his generation 0 of his sloths are animals that were injured beyond ability to return to the rainforest, mainly from either vehicles or power lines. And all of the sloths in encounters such as these that come from this guy are more generations removed from the rainforest than I am from the Nina Pinta in Santa Maria. So he's been doing it a long time. And he breeds very few sloths that go out to other places. But the ones that do go out to other places are ambassador animals that actually like what they do and are likely to live 50 plus years. Other known sloths that have lived to be pretty old publicly. There's one at the Smithsonian that was 49. There are a couple in Germany that were in their mid-50s. There's one in China that's reputed to be much, much older than that, but it's China, so who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But the ones I can definitely say that, I personally know about, he's got 2 females that are at least 35 and still reproducing. And if it is true of a sloth, the way it is of many other large mammals, that females don't reproduce in the last half or third of their life, that would indicate they could still live quite a while yet. But of course, no one can tell you yet that is or is not true of a sloth. So Dash is just almost a year old, and Dash, as you're looking at him, have you been watching our socials for a while?
Yeah.
More than a couple of months ago, he was still as espresso brown over his whole body as his head is now. So what you're seeing to start to peek through his baby fur coat is his adult fur. And as you look at his, he doesn't have a hair on him that's over an inch long. When you're looking at Flash, his hairs were as much as 2.5, 3, maybe even 4 inches long. And Zoe is in between Dash and Flash. Zoe is 18 months old, and she is her full body mass, but she's nowhere near her full maturity. So Flash's claws are about like that, Dash's claws are about like that. And Flash's teeth are about like that, and Dash's teeth are about like that. And Zoe's in between the two. The sloths don't replace their hair all their life the way that even humans do, or the way that a lot of animals shed. The sloths don't shed. They just don't have the energy budget to put into regrowing hair all the time. So their hairs pretty much are consistent throughout. You all have friends down in Ringgold?
No, we're just here for vacation.
Oh, cool. What are you doing down there?
We went to the aquarium,
Oh, nice.
whitewater rafting,
Cool.
did a hike.
Nice. That aquarium's a pretty nice one. I haven't been there in more than 10 years, but it's pretty cool when I went. Ruby Falls is another pretty big thing that people like to do around here.
We did that too.
Did you? So you hit all the big ticket items, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you guys drive down or fly?
We drove
How long was the drive from Wisconsin?
over 11 hours.
11 hours. What day do you go back?
Really Wednesday morning.
Yeah. You gonna make it through in one straight drive?
We stopped to get gas, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not much of a distance driver. I used to be. I'm not anymore. And some reason my car can't pass a Buc-ee's anymore. Do they have Buc-ee's up north?
No.
No. Have you seen one down here?
We drove past a sign for one.
Oh, you gotta stop in. Buc-ee's is like the Walmart of gas stations. So when you go to Buc-ee's, there's, I don't know, over 100 gas pumps. And their barbecue sandwiches are awesome. And they have all kind of roasted nut. It's like a Walmart with a gas station. And but mainly focused on snacks. And they have every kind of candy and snack that you can really think of, and you really got to stop there just to hook onto a Buc-ee's. They are the biggest gas station. I mean, not the largest number of gas stations, but they are the biggest gas stations in the world. I think they make a truck stop look small. Looking at TikTok comments, somebody says, "Did you see he broke his ears and feet?" No, I said I rubbed his ears and his feet. Some people come up with the dumbest comments on these things. What was it that I said? I think I said I stroke or rub or something. Somebody thinks I said I broke his feet.
I think he was falling asleep on me.
Actually, he's not asleep. He closes his eyes and focuses in on his smell and his hearing, because those are his primary senses. And you can tell by his breathing that he stays awake. Although, I don't know. I was looking the other way. He might be. dozy. His normal encounter times are noon and 4 p.m. So he's a little early today. Hey, Grant. Hey. I'm gonna go find your mom so she can take pictures for you.
Alright.
I'm not a professional photographer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Elizabeth.
Is Elizabeth's mom watching on TikTok right now? If you are, come on in. Does your mom watch TikTok?
No.
Oh, so she's probably not. I'm gonna go find her.
Okay.
So I did like a half-hour video on her phone on the first one, and it's running again on the second one. But if you wanted to get her some stills, I'm far from a pro photographer.
So how's it been?
Fine.
Yeah.
How much longer do you get to hold him for?
I don't know how much you can try.
Aww.
I was supposed to with Zoe, but she. I'll tell you later. So I get to put baby. Dash.
Aww.
He's
Oh yeah.
Those two are Rachel and Phoebe.
So,
is that friends?
so is
Yeah.
that just in case you eventually get a boy, you get to name it Joey?
And Chandler. I haven't seen the show more than once or twice, but I understand that Phoebe runs weird. And all of our kangaroos here have come by pairs. And so first we're Rough and Tough, then we're Damani and Alora, because my daughter's husband is stationed in Italy right now.
Okay.
Then was Rosie and Josie. Then was Tom and Jerry. They just left for their pet homes. Then was Ruby and Max, and now it's Rachel and Phoebe. And Phoebe is the first kangaroo that was born here on the farm.
Okay.
And this is how small Phoebe is. Did you guys already see these? If you have a kangaroo as a pet, you probably want a neutered male. Females are expensive, and unneutered males are mean.
Hey, Kevin. Yeah. Do I get the grand prize for finding her? Yeah. Should I tell her to run?
You're cutting off her head to grow that one at that time,
Do you two want to be in the picture?
She doesn't want the one.
He's so soft too.
Is he soft?
He's so baby.
I'm sorry.
This is online. We're about to have a bunch of weird pictures.
Oh.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello. I'm going to look at what time that thing was.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to do the kangaroo
Am I doing that with you guys?
encounter.
No, I think you gotta wait again.
Is kangaroos at 11:30?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm the guide, so we haven't started without you.
We had so many males and times and.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, kangaroos and camels. Let me get Tatum to do those two things while we're on out. Hey Tatum. I'm supposed to be getting a passport photo right now, and I've gone past 11:30 because we started first. Well, can you do kangaroos and then camels?
Yeah.
Yes? You have time now? Okay. All right, guys, going on to the kangaroo encounter. If you're online, thanks for joining us today. Check us again, same time tomorrow. Maybe back on this, probably will not be back on this afternoon. Check us out tomorrow, 10 o'clock, for more kangaroos and sloths. Talk to you later.